blast, viewers. 13 people. That death toll has gone up to 13 because one Mr. Hassan, who was battling with his injuries and battling for life, succumbed. So that death toll has now gone to 13. Killed, several injured, nearly 31, when a high-density blast went off near the Red Fort metro station in New Delhi on Monday. Now, close on the heels of the agencies unearthing a massive pan-Bharat terror network involving doctors and recovering 2,900 kilograms of explosives and ammunition. Now, in the wake of these recent developments, a show-cause notice has now been issued to the university. And not just that, even the website has now been taken down, this Al-Falah University. The agencies are tightening the noose. The ED, the Economic Offences Wing, are set to join the investigation with the NIA. The source of funding of the university is also under scrutiny. Bomb squads are currently at the Al-Falah University and have recovered a Brezza, red color Brezza car from the university, which is registered to Shaheen Shahid. Now, this doctor, Shaheen Shahid, has been codenamed Surgeon Madam in communications with Jaish-e-Mohammed operatives and handlers. She's supposed to be tasked with leading the women's module of the Jaish in Bharat and also to co-opt, recruit in a 4-stage basis of identifying women for international operations, local operations, conversion, and also carrying out terror acts. Now, the core team included 5 people: Umar the bomber, the cleric Maulvi Irfan, doctors Adil Radar and Muzammil Shakil. Adil Radar's brother Muzaffar is the one who's coordinating the actions away abroad, because he's currently based in Afghanistan, somewhere in Waziristan. That's where his location, last known location is. Muzammil Shakil, of course, and also another woman. Now, this woman financed Muzammil as she was his girlfriend, but authorities are still not sure how involved she is in these jihadi acts. Now, apart from this, there are also 2 people who seem to be very crucial to this entire module. The spotlight is on Adil's brother Muzaffar, who I was just mentioning has fled to Afghanistan. He's somewhere in the Waziristan region. And also Amir Rashid, who bought the car. Amir Rashid is a resident of the Sambura village in Pulwama. Let's go across to Kiran Bediji, former IPS and also former Lieutenant Governor Puducherry, General Pandey, former GOC, 15 corps. He served in Jammu and Kashmir and he's dealt with these. He's one of the first people to coin the terms of hybrid terrorists and white-collar terrorists and white-collar radicals. Ambassador Rajiv Dogra is with us. My namaste and Jai Hind to everybody. Thank you for your time. My first question is, how do we deal with white-collar radicals? There are various aspects to this, but a university like Al-Falah University, which has given job to someone who's been sacked from a Jammu and Kashmir job for working against the interest of the state, gets a job here. The owners are from Mau in Madhya Pradesh and they have actually looted people on a Ponzi scam, and then they have taken this money and set up this university in Haryana. Its accreditations itself are dated, they are gone. It's all happening right under the noses of everybody. And this has now become a hotbed for white-blooded or white-collared radicals. Radicals who've been carrying this thought process for at least 6 to 7 years, if not more. They're playing the long game. They've been preparing for this since 2022. They've been groomed since 2018, 2019. General Pandey.
So first, I think we started the whole show by saying that the Home Minister has said that strictest punishment will be given, right? Strictest punishment to the guys who get caught. But I think when, I must just say with my experience, 7 tenures in Kashmir, the guys, everybody knows who's a white-collar terrorist, right? We are unable to actually, the fear of the people is so much that they are unable to actually come out and point out that so-and-so is there, because eventually, when this guy comes out and steps out and points to somebody that he's the guy who's actually recruiting, who's shaping mind and doing the terror financing and all, he knows that he will eventually get targeted. So therefore, one is that I think somewhere not only Jammu Kashmir police but the entire administration of our country needs to start looking at the people, the men behind the entire structures who are doing it, and they are amongst us, right? Second is follow the money. I think Dr. Bedi, Kiran Bedi is there, she will agree that when you follow the money trail, you start knowing who is funding, who's controlling, and who are the beneficiaries of it. So I'm sure very much that if you look at this university and you exactly know where the funding is coming, why the people from other parts of the world are coming and visiting and inspecting. They're not coming here for welfare or philanthropic activity. They are actually coming for setting up some nefarious agenda. It may be just talking of a particular religion and thought process. But when all these things happen, this money also leads to some other stuff. So if you start following the money trail, start following the education trail for long. I have been of the view that Jammu and Kashmir, the challenge is not about unemployment, not about education. It is of an ambiguity. It is about peddling the soft separatism, a very soft manner in which you talk on the social media, on media. It starts from the political process, starts from top leadership. But please understand, everybody understands law. The moment you start applying law correctly and appropriately, all these voices of soft separatism, white collar terrorists, sacking of these people starts changing. How was he allowed? When he was sacked by the Lieutenant Governor of duty of J&K, how was he allowed to get a job in a university where he's now going to be teaching others? Why the process when he was found to be dealing with terror activities, why was he not put behind the bars? I need to tell you this one point. When I was a co-commander, and I will not name the people, the challenge was that even the police knew they had FIRs, but to process them and put them into actually jail was a major challenge for them, because the whole system was aligned to protect people who are anti-national, who are willing to carry all other flags than the Tiranga which they should be carrying, right? So this is a huge challenge. If the Home Minister really wants to have the strictest punishment, rather than only getting after these doctors, I think if you search the social media search engine, you'll find number of people have been attributing these blasts and these recoveries to Bihar elections, right? And it is not only Jammu and Kashmir, and somewhere people should be held accountable that who has allowed you to perceive we may be living in democracy, but the fact of the matter is that shifting these thought processes requires to be corrected, and somebody must come up and explain that if I am posting this thing that is related to Bihar election, how have you come to this conclusion? Who's told you this?
Right. There are those people who are kite flyers and who will say whatever it is to get trolled or to get attention, and also traction. But there is that realm of freedom of expression and the freedom to speak. Now, somebody saying something is not the same as somebody doing something. Now, how do we stop people who are actually bent upon doing something? Kiran Bedi ji, thank you for your patience. But the thing is, these are people who have taken the Hippocratic Oath. On their day-to-day lives, they're actually busy saving lives. One of them is an MD Pediatrics. The other person is a double graduate and a senior. A third has been a doctor for at least 10 years. How many lives they would have saved? But they were all at this point, all the time plotting to say, how are we going to take a lot of lives? How are we going to make a statement that embarrasses Bharat and portrays and they were preparing for an eventuality where there is a Muslim genocide in Bharat. There is a massacre in Muridkai that doesn't matter to them. All the Muslim nations, each one is fighting with the other. More Muslims are dying in Muslim nations. That escapes their intelligence and their attention. And in Bharat, where we follow a syncretic, inclusive culture, they believe Muslims are in danger, Kiranji. Who are these people?
Anand, I will carry forward where the generals left.
Ji.
I think let's understand, terror is their business. Terror is their business. And that's oxygen for them. If you want to nip it, because nothing will happen without money. Focus on all their accounts. Focus on all sources of money coming from whichever country it is. The banking has to be involved. Bank has to alert the agencies that this is the money which is coming from this place and for these people. And those suspected people's names should be with the banks. Now, banks, we are nowhere having any banker with us in the panel discussion. But you stop the money, you stop the terror. How will they do it? Where will they buy the weapons from? Where will they buy the cars from? How will they run those institutions as they're doing? Where will they buy the ammunition from? Why? Where will they pay people? Where? It's money, friends. If we get to attack money, now how do we attack money? It's a financial trade. Get to the ecosystem. This NGO woman, the doctor who's running the NGO, was being funded from certain countries. And I do not know whether she has an FCR account. But if she had an FCR account, that should have been taken off long ago. That means, as an NGO, how is she getting funded? Where is it coming from? And the countries were mentioned. I'm not mentioning the country because they are friendly countries to us. But it's coming from. So if you target from just 2-3 countries where the money is coming from, and any entry coming from certain people, which bankers should have the names, check with the EO and find out what's happening. I'm telling you, stop there, dry them out, make them hungry.
But Kiranji, a lot of this is also via Hawala. So there is money paid elsewhere, and that money is collected elsewhere. So there is this entire Hawala network, which is also where cash is happening. See, they paid in cash. They didn't pay via bank transfers. Money was received in bank, but these are over 3-4 years. It's small tranches the way it comes. So they know how to fly under the radar.
Where are they keeping the money? Anand, where are they keeping the money? Are they stacking money in the godown? Are they stacking money? Where is the money?
Ma'am.
Where is the money? Even if it's a Hawala ecosystem, get at their back end ecosystem and look at the lifestyle. And they should come under the radar of the intelligence agencies.
Ma'am, here is the thing. They were keeping AK-56 and AK-47 rifles in their GMC college lockers. And they had stashed away nearly 3 tons of ammonium nitrate or urea in a godown in a village in Haryana, in Faridabad. And nobody... None was the wiser. That's what I'm trying to say. They were so motivated, ma'am.
I'm saying, who rented the house to them? Who rented it? Who rented it? And there is a law that you need to verify. Tenant verification is important. Why wasn't tenant? The point is, citizens will also have to exercise responsibility, and they have to be taken to task. We have to dry out how do we handle Hawala? That's also, I'm sure we have the skill. How do we handle Hawala? Even Hawala, financial intelligence needs to be. We must attack money. We need to have money trails. And unless we make them poor, we will continue to suffer because they'll have enough money to continue to do these acts of terror. Right. There are many other ways. I'm only attacking at the moment one issue. And I have been talking about it even since yesterday. How do we handle money and Hawala? Whether it's Hawala and number 3, let's have data system. A data system where suspected people are on the data, and that data is common through the NIA and through particularly these regions coming from one part of India, which is Kashmir, which is the breeding ground. I think data sharing and putting them on a suspect list and then inquiring and then finding out when they're buying anything. See, they're buying. So once we have a data, the algorithm will tell us these are suspected people. There would be red alerts on that. We need to use better technology and with face recognitions, use technology to flag these suspects all the time and keep them under radar.
Right. Now, I'm just going to highlight the economic shock or what their intent was, and the other information I'm going to request the team to put it out because we've got just 3 minutes on the show and I want Ambassador Rajiv Dogra to also have his say. Thing is, exclusive interrogation details in the Delhi blast case viewers accessed by CNN News 18 reveal that the incident was not intended solely as a lethal attack or to take lives. They were calculating it as a series of terrorist acts with a strategic aim of imposing economic shock and intense political pressure on the government. The attackers' main purpose was to create widespread cascading disruption. The objective was to force systemic chaos, including economic disruption, healthcare paralysis, MNC operational losses, and airport and flight chaos, all designed to fundamentally undermine public confidence in the state's security and stability. This is described as a classic strategy to amplify stress and strain on government resources, thereby creating immense political pressure. Ambassador Rajiv Dogra, they wanted to orchestrate an uprising that starts with a series of bomb blasts.
Well, it reminds me of the 1993 bomb blast in Bombay. That was huge in dimension, well planned, and this was supposed to be equally huge, if not even bigger in dimension. We were lucky, we were very fortunate as a nation that security agencies and whosoever was responsible, got wind of it, and they were able to nab these people.
Right.
Not entirely, but almost completely. But there is still a huge amount in this network which is existing somewhere in the country.
Gee.
That is why for years we've talked of 2.5 front war. The half front war being within the country, whichever part of the country it is and whichever part of the society it is. That's a different issue. But the question, if you have the time, which I want to ask General Pandey, is that how were they able to get 3 tons of explosive into a village or a room or a godown, and what is the explosive power of 3 tons of explosives?
Ji.
If a grenade is thrown somewhere...
No. Ambassador Saab, I've run out of time, but we'll do the math. We've done the math. This is ammonium nitrate, which is present in urea. So they were accumulating urea, converting into ammonium nitrate, and they want to accelerate it with fuel oil and then a detonator. This is a model that's been used even in the Pulwama car blast. And this was used in the Oklahoma blast too. We'll get you all the details, but perhaps after Result Day, we'll take this conversation forward. It is Bihar Result Day live on Friday. And after that, we will get back into this and also do a far greater, deeper dive. I thank all our guests. Thank you very much. We're going to wind up this edition of The Right Stand on that note. Thank you for watching, viewers. Namaste.